Hi, I'm Perry Anthony Scarfo, president of the Perry Anthony Salon and Spa Network. I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Beauty by Design. On today's program, we're going to be doing 3 complete makeovers. But just to throw a little variety into the program, we're also going to take a look into our skincare department, our day spa department today. And we're going to have our day spa director, Melissa, demonstrating a prenatal massage and also a hot stone massage. So we've got a lot to cover today in the program between the 3 makeovers. Now remember, each makeover will be 2 parts. There will be a color part to the makeover and also a styling part. And then, like I said, we're also going to go into the day spa department and show you a couple different massages that we offer here at the Perry Anthony Salon and Spa Network. So stick with us. We're going to bring our first model up that she's in waiting right now with our stylist, Megan. We're here now with our first model, Heather, and our first stylist on the program today, Megan. Megan, I'd like to welcome you to the program.
Thank you.
As you can see at this point, Megan has gone in and completed, I think, what, about 75% of the haircut?
Yeah.
And what we'll be doing is Megan's talking to you about what she's completed and what she will be doing today. We'll probably reflect, or not probably, we will reflect back to the before picture so you can see exactly how Heather came into the salon. Megan, what I want to do is turn over to you at this point, and can you please explain to our viewing audience what you've completed and what you'll be doing to finish the haircut, and maybe just demonstrate a little bit.
Okay. Well, when Heather came in, she had a really grown out haircut. Her layers were really long and her side bangs were long. What I'm doing is I'm creating, I've already done a lot of layers throughout her haircut right now just to give it a lot of shape. And pretty much all I have to do now is just do a lot of slide cutting around her face to give it a really piecey look and texturize it. So what I'm going to be doing is the slide cutting around her face to give it a lot of definition.
All right, now the slide cutting, you can go ahead and cut. This will give it some definition, but also some softness around the face,
yes,
correct?
Yes.
Now keep in mind, this is the first part of our makeover. After Megan completes the haircut, what we'll be doing, she'll be taking Heather back and starting the color process. And the color process, I want to point out now, you can see she'll have to work what Heather has in her hair right now. You can see from about mid-strand out to the end, she has like a light blonde or medium blonde color. So Megan will have to work that in to whatever color palette she has decided to apply to Heather today. But I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's do this. Let's let Megan just demonstrate a little bit more here. And what we're going to do from this point while she's finishing up this haircut, and again, we will be back to Megan before she starts the color process, but we're going to move along to our second model, and her name is Donna, and doing her hair today will be Lee. So follow me, and we're going to go back and see where Lee and Donna are at. And now we're here as promised with our second model, Donna, and our second stylist, Lee. Lee, I'd like to welcome you to the program.
Hello, Perry.
What I'm going to do at this point is turn it over to Lee, as we had done with our first model and our first stylist, Megan. I'm going to turn it over to Lee. She's going to explain what she's done so far, haircut-wise, on Donna, and then she's going to demonstrate a little bit what she'll be doing to finish the haircut up. Lee, it's all yours.
Well, you've seen before she was all the same length, so I gave her some height in the crown, which I'm going to give her more height in the crown, and I tapered her around the face, which she, before, as you saw, she was long down to here. But I really do want to keep her not so high up here, but I want to bring her out so she has more volume around her face, because she does have a long face. So
right.
you
So
don't
what
want
you'll
to
be doing is working with the bone structure and actually giving width to
yes.
balance the height that she'll have in this crown, this apex
yes.
area, right?
Yes.
All right, why don't you do this for us? You said you're going to create some softness around the face in the haircut. Do you want to demonstrate just a little bit of that?
Yes, I just pull it forward, so I don't want it sharp. I just want it soft, so it it just kind of lays.
So you'll be staggering the edge.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really want a sharp, any sharp edges on this cut. I just want it to lay
Lee, I heard
soft.
you talking to Donna earlier about the fact that you were asking her where she predominantly parts her hair, and she said she really doesn't have a dominant part. So I also overheard you saying you're going to cut this so she can actually part it anywhere she wants. She'll have the option to go left side part, right side part, or no part at all.
Well, and this haircut, honestly, is not going to even have a part. It's just going to, I just want it to lay messy, and I want it to just flow. So if she runs her hands through it, she's not going to have a direct part. It's just going to kind of lay for her. I want her bangs to almost connect with the back of this haircut. So there's really not going to be any part with this haircut, which will be good for her.
And that'll give her a lot of versatility, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's do this. I'm going to let Lee continue and complete the haircut, and we're going to move along to our third model and our third stylist, Flavia, and our model is Magdalena. So let's move along and see where Flavia is at right now. Okay, moving right along, we're here now with our third model, Magdalena, and our third stylist, Flavia. Flavia, I'd like to welcome you to the program.
Thank you.
And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn it over to Flavia and let her explain what she'll be doing on Magdalena today as far as her style is concerned. And while she's talking to you, we'll probably reflect back to the before picture so you can see, and I'm sure Flavia's going to explain exactly what she has to start with here and how Magdalena came into the salon. Flavia.
Okay, well, as I mentioned, basically what we're trying to do over here is we're trying to create a little bit more volume in through here. As we all mature, what ends up happening is that the hair actually still is regenerated, but as it grows back a little finer, a little less, which really kind of renders us a little more limited as to where we can apply some of the techniques that we normally do.
Right.
So what I'm going to be doing, because Magdalena has a combination face of oval as well as square, she's got a strong jawline here. What we want to do is we want to create a little bit of a line, a delineating line right in through here, and still offer a lot of volume down in through here as well as up in the top area, because we don't want it to accentuate the fact that there's a little finer hair in through there.
Great.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull some of these sections, and we're going to just cut a little bit of that hair so that you can see exactly how that line falls into place.
Okay, very good. Why don't you demonstrate some of that? As I said earlier in the program, we're going to let Flavia demonstrate a few sections here. And then we're going to move into our day spa, and we're going to demonstrate for you today a prenatal massage and also a hot stone massage. Do you want to talk a little bit, Flav, as you go along with exactly what you're doing?
What I'm doing right now is I'm actually doing a little bit of slide cutting, and if you notice, I actually picked it up first so that we can create a weight line so that when it falls back behind her ear, she's going to have a little more volume in through there, because that's where she's lacking a little bit of that hair.
Great.
We still want to keep this area soft in through the front, so I'm going to continue in that respect, taking into consideration exactly what her hair wants to do, because no matter what my plans are, I still have to do what the hair is actually telling me to do, and working along with the head shape as well, and of course the speed of the hair and where exactly we want it to end up. So I've already done the side in through there, and you can see that she's gotten a little bit of volume in through this area. I want it to couple it down and through the back over here without taking too much of that hair off. So I'm just going to notch a couple little pieces off.
Yeah, I can see you're
so that
leaving
she's
the
able
edges
to get,
very soft also.
I'm going to follow that same line here with the weight line, and I'm going to continue in that same manner and still keeping some of that hair intact right up through here.
And now we're here with Megan and Heather, our first model. At this point, her haircut is complete, and Megan is, it looks to me, is about 90% done with the second part of the makeover process, and that is the chemical process, which is color. Megan, would you like to explain to our audience where you're at this point and what you'll be doing to complete this color process?
At this point, I've gotten pretty much almost everything done. Underneath, I have a really dark brown, almost black underneath. And throughout the crown, I have a light blonde in the foils. And what I'm doing here now is pulling a high lift color to get a nice light brown.
When you say pulling, exactly what do you mean by pulling? We have our own terminology, so why don't you explain to the audience?
I'm applying the color at the root between the foils, and then I'm just going to be pulling it through all the way to the ends.
Okay, so basically you'll be applying this color at the regrowth area, running it through the ends, and will that be to get a consistent color right to end? Because I talked earlier in the program how she had that band of gold or blonde out here mid-shaft, so you'll be evening that out.
Right.
Okay, very good. I'm going to let Megan complete this, and we're going to move along to our second model, Donna, and our second stylist, Lee. And now we're back here with our second model, Donna, and our second stylist, Lee. As you can see, your haircut is complete. And with Lee's color process today, Lee and I had talked earlier, and there was two parts to the color process. So I told Lee, I said, go ahead and finish the first part of the process, and then the second part is where she's going to put in some detail to this. But as you can see, the first part of the color process is finished. She's done a base color here, and now she's going to be adding some foils. So I'm going to turn it over to Lee, let her explain a little bit of what she did with this base color, and then what she'll be doing with the foils, and she'll be demonstrating one foil for us. Lee?
We just added some more warmth to her hair. I'm going to start over the clean slate. So what I'm going to do is I want to keep her blonde around her face, and as I get up into her crown, I want to see lots of spark of this dark color. I'm going to add darker color in there as well as the blondes, but I do want to see the pieciness, and I can show you now, I'm going to do a couple slices of the blondes, which
Great.
she's going to have going through her hair.
All right, why don't you demonstrate one of those for us? Now, after Lee finishes this color process, what we'll be doing with Donna, Lee will be going back, blowing out the haircut itself, the style itself. Well, first of all, she'll be completing the highlights. Then she'll take the highlights down, blow the style dry, probably fine-tune it, and then Donna will be going into our makeup department, and Kylie today, our makeup artist, will be doing the makeup. So the next time we come back to see Lee and Donna, our model, she'll be complete. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let Lee, as you can see, she's demonstrating the foil. I'm going to let her continue this and complete it. And we're going to move along to our third model in waiting, which is Magdalena, and our stylist, Flavia. And now, as promised, we're here with our third stylist, Flavia, and our third makeover model, Magdalena. And what I'd like to show you at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Flavia because this is going to be a two-step process as far as this color process is concerned. And what Flavia has done at this point, she's completed most of the first process. So I thought what we'd do is let her explain to you exactly where she's at this point. And then when she goes into the second part of the color process, we're going to bring Magdalena back. Flavia, do you want to explain a little bit of where you're at this point?
Yes, well, as you saw in the before picture, Magdalena is a mature woman, and we certainly want to point on all the things that are necessary for her specific needs. Anyway, what I ended up doing with her hair is we sectioned her off, and we're actually working with two different colors. If you take a look, I'm going to ask you to just put your head down. If you take a look, we've actually sectioned her off almost kind of in an S pattern, so that what we end up having here is two different colors. We've got one that's a basic brown and one that's a basic brown that has also red highlights down in the very bottom. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow for all that hair to really kind of work together. And then afterwards, what we're going to end up doing is just creating almost kind of like a star section up and through the top to add some highlights in there to create a little bit more volume and a little bit more dimension in the hairstyle itself.
Great. Sounds great. I think what we're going to do at this point, don't forget, after all of our color processes are completed, we are going to send all of our models to the makeup department, get their makeup, then we'll finish up the hair, and you'll see a finished look. But let's, at this point, let Flavia take Magdalena back. She's going to let this process, and then as she begins the second part of the color process, we're going to come back to you to show you exactly what Flavia was talking about as far as putting the highlights in. All right, I'm going to let Flavia continue, and as promised, let's go into the day spa with our day spa director, Melissa Russo. Let's go in there and take a look at some of the massages that we offer here at the Perry Anthony Salon and Spa Network.
Prenatal massage. Massage is a perfect way to reduce stress and promote general well-being. During pregnancy, the human body undergoes many changes, some of them stressful and very uncomfortable. Massage helps your body eliminate waste products through lymphatic and circulatory systems, which combat fatigue and help you feel more energetic. By aiding circulation, massage eases the load on the heart and helps to keep your blood pressure in check. Muscular discomforts such as cramping, tightening, stiffness, tension, and knots can all be alleviated. Massage helps carry away the lactic acid and other cellular waste products that build up and cause muscle fatigue. Massage can help relieve depression or anxiety caused by hormonal changes that you're experiencing. Massage relieves many of the normal discomforts during pregnancy, such as backaches, stiff neck, leg cramps, headaches, edema, and sore and swollen ankles and feet. Massage increases local and general blood circulation, which brings more oxygen and nutrients to the cells of both the mother and the fetus. This means greater vitality and less fatigue. Massage stimulates glandular secretions, which helps stabilize your hormone levels. Massage relaxes tense muscles and tones loose muscles, and can also increase muscular flexibility. Flexibility will be most helpful during the last trimester and during the birth itself. Massage helps to soothe and relax nervous tension, which helps you sleep more easily and more deeply. Hot stone massage, a variation in classic massage therapy where heated smooth flat stones are placed on key points on the body, muscles and energy meridians, and also held by the therapist when massaging areas of the body. The use of hot stones dates back to ancient times. The stones are made of basalt, a type of rock that is rich in iron, so they retain heat. The stones are immersed in water and heated in an electric heating device until they are within a certain temperature range. The heat warms and relaxes the muscles, which improves circulation and calms the nervous system. Relief from back pain, and muscular aches, poor circulation, osteoarthritis, and arthritis pain, stress, anxiety, and tension, insomnia, and depression can be achieved from hot stone massage therapy.
And we're here now with Flavia and Magdalena, and as you can see, Flavia has completed the first part of her color process. And what I want to do, because I see Flavia has this sectioned off in a very creative way, I'm going to turn it over to her and let her explain exactly what she's going to do just to complete this color process. Flavia?
As I mentioned earlier, as far as the before pictures, if you get to see them, Magdalena has some real issues having to do with what most people that are maturing are having issues with, and that's basically having finer areas right in through this area here. So what I did is I left that out, and we're going to be leaving that out in a dark pattern right there. Right. And that's another reason why I sectioned her off in almost kind of an askew star. And what I'm going to be doing is creating a little bit more dimension with this hairstyle so that it actually sits on top of all those other two colors that we talked about earlier, and gives her the illusion of having a little bit more depth and a little bit more hair down and through this area here.
By leaving that dark, you're saying. Very good.
And that's also going to help to delineate her, her facial shape, because she's actually a combination anywhere between oval and square. So we want to make sure that that also softens that line as well.
Great.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a couple of sections here, and if you notice, I've sectioned them off in an oval arc, and that's exactly how I'm going to foil her. And all I'm going to be doing is just a couple of foils just in this one area, just in the top area. And you'll be able to see how that works in the very end. And we're just working with a high lift color, because what we're looking to do is just create a tone on tone as opposed to it being anything too far from what the base is.
That's what I was going to ask, Flavia. So the part that you're highlighting now, that won't be a light blonde. That'll be, like, as you said, a tone-on-tone color. So what will be the finished color of these foil packets, the hair that you're weaving into the foil packet?
Okay, what you're going to end up having is actually a warm brown running through both the cool and the warmer browns that we did earlier. Because remember, we worked with two different colors.
Right.
And if you notice, I'm also doing my weaves a little bit differently. Some of them are going to be finer, some of them are going to be a little fuller and a little bolder, so that it actually creates a lot more dimension with the hair. But we just want it to be right up top there, because we don't want the rest of the hair to look like there's too much going on. This is going to be the focal point. And you'll see in the very end how it really translates into what we're trying to accomplish up in those areas here.
Okay, very good. We're going to let Flavia complete this second part of this color process, and then what she'll be doing, Magdalena will be going into our makeup department, and we'll be back with her. At that point, we'll have her finished up for you. So let's move along. And as promised, we're here now with our first completed makeover model, Heather, and her respective stylist, Megan. But before I turn it over to Megan, I'd like to introduce Kylie, one of the makeup artists here at the Perry Anthony Salon Spa Network. Welcome, Kylie.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What I'd like to do at this point is I'm going to turn it over to Megan, let her give a quick overview. And as you can see right now, the before picture of Heather when she came into the salon. And I'm going to turn it over to Megan. And Megan, you want to explain to our viewing audience, just give a quick overview of what you've done to complete this look. And then we're going to turn it over to Kylie so she can talk a little bit about what she did makeup-wise.
Pretty much after I blew it dry, I just went through it with my thinning shears and kind of texturized it to give it a more piecey, soft look. And that's pretty much it. I used a big round brush just to kind of get that full, voluminous look. And that's about it.
Well, I love how you did this color. I mean, I love the color palette, how it works in combination with her skin tone. You had talked earlier in the program how you were going dark underneath and doing this overlay of a medium brown. And like I said, that color palette in combination with her skin tone turned out perfect. And then, Kylie, I can see you can complemented the colors within her hair and her skin tone with the makeup. Do you want to just give a quick overview of what you did on Heather, makeup-wise?
Yes, what I did was I put a natural base all over her face with powder, and then put a little bronzer to make her face a little bit more better with her hair color. And then her eyeshadow, we did a little like a dark brown smoky with a little eyeliner on top. She has very full lashes, so I had to bring them out. And her lipstick, a little bit of nude, a little gloss, a little bit of pink cinnamon cheeks.
Very good. It looks terrific. All right, I'd like to thank both of you ladies. I'd like to thank you, Heather, for modeling for us today. And let's do this. Let's go to our second model and our second stylist, Lee. And now we're here with Lee and her model Donna, and obviously Kylie, our makeup artist. And I'm going to turn it over to Lee, let her talk a little bit about what she did to finish Donna up, and then again Kylie will tie up the entire makeover with what she did makeup-wise.
I went in and I put just big panels of blonde in her hair, so they can really stand out compared to the other color. And then I just went and texturized it a lot when it was dry, so I could see how it's going to lay on her and really make it soft, flowy, a lot of movement, and gave her like a longer bang instead of the short bang she has. I just think it accents her a little better.
It looks great. When we're doing hair design here at the Perry Anthony Salon Spa Network, one thing that I like that Lee did here, basically when we cut, we try to bring out their assets and minimize their liabilities, but then when you go in with the color, the second part of the makeover, you try to define your shapes and silhouettes of the haircut itself or the design itself. And I like how one of the things she played up with the haircut and the color were Donna's eyes, and then the color kind of emanates from there and just gets softer as it goes back. So I think she played this up perfect as far as working with her assets and minimizing her liabilities. Anyway, Kylie, you want to tell us what you did makeup-wise just to tie this together?
Her makeup, we did natural all over powder, and then we put a little bit of bronzer to make her face stand out a little bit more. Her eyeshadow, we had to go with her brow bone to make her eyes pop out more with a little bit brown. And the eyeshadow, we have a little bit on the top, just a tiny thin layer, so it brings out her eyes more. Her cheekbones, put a little bit of like a mocha color for her cheekbones, and then her lips went a little bit darker because she has little tiny lips. I had to bring them out a little bit more by a little bit overlapping her lips, so it'll bring her up a little bit more. And her eyebrows, I had to extend them a little bit because they're a little short, so it makes her eyes look bigger. So I just did that with a little brow powder.
Very good. Thank you, girls. Terrific job. And what we're going to do now is move along to our third model, Magdalena, and our third stylist, Flavia. Stick with us. And now we're here with our final makeover model, Magdalena, and her respective stylist, Flavia. And as we did with our previous two models, I'm going to turn it over to the stylist, Flavia, and let her give an overview of what she's done with Magdalena's hair. And then, again, Kylie will tie up the makeover with what she did makeup-wise. Flavia.
Yes, actually, if you remember the before picture and the color that we talked about, what we wanted to really do with Magdalena was we wanted to create a little bit more volume because we really were lacking some of that hair in that area. So we kept it darker around the hairline, and you can kind of see where it's falling into place and through here. We've also, if you remember correctly, we also had a star, kind of like an askew star, done with the highlighting, and all that's really doing is just adding a little bit more dimension to the hair color itself. And if you notice, it's also kind of falling down into the rest of the hair and giving her a nice silhouette.
Looks fantastic. And Kylie.
Also, we did some more natural face powder to help her face because she's a mature client. So we started out with her eyebrows, and we darkened them a little bit. And then with her eyeshadow, we also went on her brow bone with a little bit of the brown and more of the eyeliner, just a real thin layer again. And her lips, we did a nude color and like a nude brownish color on her lips.
Very good. Thank you, ladies. Did a terrific job. Throughout the program night, you've seen our number scroll across the TV screen. We want to let you know you can call at any time to receive a complimentary consultation or to schedule an appointment. And also, if you'd like, you can go to www.perryanthony.com if you would like to view our menu on the internet. I'd like to thank all of you for spending the last 30 minutes with us, and we will see you next week on another edition of Beauty by Design. Have a great night.